This is the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships, brought to you by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Mango, the official snack of U.S. Youth Soccer. And Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mohawk Soccer Complex here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, site of the 2015 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. This is the culmination of a long and winding road for a lot of teams, but right now it is the culmination of the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. We've got a doozy for you here this evening. We hope you will enjoy it. This production is brought to you by Turbo Sports. We've brought you all the games during this tournament, and we hope that you are settled in and ready for some great action as we are here to bring you the U19 boys final between St. Louis Scott Gallagher and Massapequa Arsenal. St. Louis Scott Gallagher is going to be wearing the yellow with the green numbers, blue trunks, countered by Massapequa Arsenal, who are in all black. Interesting decision given the weather that we've had, all the heat, but playing it a little bit later in the day, it's not quite as much of an issue. Scott Gallagher comes into today's match number one in the preliminary round. They finished with 7 points and an overall record of 2-0-1. They won with scores of 2-0 and 3-1 and tied 2-2. But more importantly, they beat Massapequa on Tuesday, so they already have a little bit of a mental advantage heading into this contest. We will pause now just ever so briefly as we have the national anthem of our great country. So the anthem is finished. The players ready themselves for what should be a really entertaining finals matchup to decide the national champion in the under-19 boys bracket. We'll get you your starting lineups for you in just a moment as the teams shake hands and come over to their benches for one last bit of inspiration from their coaches and captains as they roll out in this one, ending in a national championship and lifting the trophy over their heads. St. Louis Scott Gallagher, obviously from St. Louis, Missouri. Massapequa Arsenal from Massapequa, New York. I knew I was going to do that at least once in this tournament. Massapequa finished number 2 in the prelim stage. They finished with 6 points, a record of 2-1-0. 4 goals for, 2 goals against. They lost, as I said, 1-0 against St. Louis on the very first day of the tournament. So they're going to have to overcome that little mental hurdle if they want to win a national championship here. But they did win by scores of 2-1 and 2-0 in their other contests, forcing their way here into a national championship game. Your starting lineups for the respective teams will start with Massapequa In goal, it's going to be Dan Vidiello. He will be wearing the number 1 jersey. Behind him, it's going to be Michael Faris, Jaime Makia, Justin Kafora, Christopher McGrath, Joseph Escamilla, Kevin Mazel, Brendan Gallivan, Johnny Nierenberg, James Harris, and Nicholas Sestaro. Countering them for St. Louis, Scott Gallagher. In goal, it'll be Thomas Guile, joined by Stephen May, Luke Nash, Connor Mullen, Jake Peters, Mark Segbers, Adam Michael, Justin Stinson, Caleb Jackson, Ryan Matteo, and Sal Caruso. St. Louis will be heading left to right as you see it on your screen. As I mentioned, they'll be wearing the yellow kits with the blue trunks, green numbers, countered by the all black for Massapequa Arsenal. Just about set. The referee's given final instructions to the benches. Center referee with the ball in his hand. Everybody ready, eagerly waiting this matchup. 45 minutes in this half, 90 in total before we crown a national champion. If it takes more than that, we'll play an extra 15-minute quarters. And then if it comes to that, we'll head to PKs. We saw that earlier in the third place matchup between the United States national team and Panama, so let us hope that it doesn't come to that, because if I may interject a little opinion, I cannot stand penalty kicks. Into touch. And Massapequa will have control as they have it over on the far side. Booted away by Gallagher as they look up top, trying to get it to Adam Michael. Back the other way, bounding through the midfield. 50-50 ball will end up in possession of Massapequa. Bouncing around, finally settled down, but back up into the air. Adam Michael finally chests it down as we get a little bit of ball around. Massapequa looking to settle things down here as the nerves are a little bit jangly right now. Again, high, long balls. St. Louis will have the throw. Jackson to Michael. Return feed. Michael looking for some space, trying to chip it over the top to Segbers. He's going to track it down, take it over towards the far sideline. Dropping it for Justin Stinson. Stinson now back for Segbers. Stinson again. Crossing it into the box, but no friendly kits were there. St. Louis will regroup at half. Swinging around to the near side, almost escaping the grasp of Ryan Matteo. Caruso. Thought Matteo was going to make the run. Long ball up the near side, too much spin. I want to welcome all of you who are watching online, whether through YouTube or on the USYS Soccer National Championships page. Today's game and all the games of this tournament are brought to you by Turbo Sports. Find out more about what Turbo Sports can do for you at turbosportsgroup.com. Intercepted along the far side for Makia. Looking up. They find Sestaro. He'll put on the brakes on the left foot. Just escaped his foot. Now a shot comes through. Bumbling it. They score! An early goal for Massapequa. Putting it in the back of the net was Michael Faris. Capitalizing on a mistake by the goalkeeper and the defense of St. Louis Scott Gallagher. So still early in the contest. time for this one to change, but the initial attack favoring Massapequa. The goalkeeper, Thomas Guile, fumbling it a little bit, didn't see it cleanly until the very end. Defenders maybe with a chance to clear it. Hard to tell from our vantage point, really. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because the mistake was picked up and Massapequa made one pay. Now here comes Segbers. Sliding challenge. Not really won by anybody. The ball bounding over towards the far sideline. Massapequa has it. Gallagher all the way back to his keeper. First couple minutes, it seemed like St. Louis was going to take charge. They had a good amount of possession, but a lot of it was through the air as well. Now they find themselves behind the 8 ball just a bit. Again, the goal scorer, Faris, take it out. Dangerous free kick coming from about 30 yards or so away. Sestaro and Kafora both around the ball. Kafora steps up to it. Looks like he will take the kick. A wall for St. Louis playing for a little bit of time as the official has to back them up. One 0 Massapequa here with the free kick coming. Shot taken. Good smother there by Guile. That's what you like to see from a goalkeeper after a goal given up, regardless of whose fault anybody might say it is. The next time the ball comes, the goalkeeper wants to handle it confidently, and he did so right there. Into touch for Massapequa. Trying to flick it on and heading it up into the air. 3-man challenge. Nobody comes away with it. Now they're looking for Michael, goalkeeper in no man's land, and he is able to blast it away. Bidiello a little bit undecisive there, but ended up getting away with it as he got the foot to it. Throw in coming. A lot of spin on that one. Flicked in towards the box. They're looking for Stinson. Players go down. Ball goes away. Segbers sticks out a leg but doesn't get the ball. Here comes Massapequa. St. Louis trying to be physical in the midfield. A sliding challenge takes out the player. I believe that was Nierenberg who will hit the pitch. The referee wants to have a little bit of talking to. No cards will be brandished, but the referee says that there will be no more of that. Into the box, headed away. Mullen with the last touch. Settle down, Jackson. Massapequa with it. Maisel. Flicked on. A good touch, but nobody there for Arsenal. Offside against Sestaro. A little bit too eager to get in on goal, but some that early lead. You'll see that oftentimes with the players getting a little bit eager, wanting to add that insurance goal. Massapequa with it. Trying to send it to the center of the pitch. Cut out. Looking up for Segbers. Good header right through center. Looking over the top for Michael. Flag goes up. So Massapequa leads 1-0 and a Michael Faris goal. Headed away, but only momentarily. Massapequa right back on it. Trying to bring it back into the center. The official gives the foul. St. Louis's bench a little bit upset with that one. Did look like the ball was mainly gotten, but the official a little bit closer to it, so we'll go with them. Again, a lot of free kicks being given up here. Sent over the top, looking for the head ball on the near post. That one will roll out. Goal kick puts it back into play, and again, Massapequa winning all the balls here in the early going. Into touch as that one was knocked. Caleb Jackson played it off the defender in front of him. St. Louis looking a little anxious here as they find themselves down a man. If they can just get one little thing to go their way, perhaps that would change it around. Again, another 50-50 ball won by Arsenal. Poked over towards the far side. Slide tackle won by Michael, but then the second attempt was won by Arsenal. Over to the far sideline. Into touch. Throw in for St. Louis. That gains a round of applause from their bench as they lack the effort. Mishandled a little bit there. Arsenal will clear. Back into the danger zone. Segbers couldn't quite handle it. Popped up in the air. Michael goes for it. Bouncing around awkwardly. Segbers tried to save it, but couldn't quite get the final slide on. So Faris with his second goal of the tournament. He and Sestaro both came into this game with one goal apiece to go along with the 2 goals for Santangelo, who is not getting the start, interestingly enough. Corner kick given up. St. Louis is going to look to Caleb Jackson, who was number 2 in the entire group in scoring with 3 goals. May, Adam Michael, and Stinson all tied with 1 goal as that's headed away by the aforementioned Adam Michael. Awkwardly off the right leg of Brendan Gallivan, so that'll go into touch for a St. Louis throw. As Scott Gallagher trying to reverse their fortunes here. Up for Segbers in the center circle. Dances around with it, then sends it far side. St. Louis doing a better job now of retaining the ball. At this point in the match, I think that's what you need to do. Pass it around, string some stuff together. Now instead they look for the long ball for Adam Michael. That's going to be too long and high. Michael able to chase it down. Doesn't really have any numbers joining him yet. Segbers was open in the middle, but Michael with no solid possession. Nevertheless, St. Louis, Scott Gallagher gaining the throw. High and into the box. Michael misses. Segbers tracks it down along the end line. looking for options, has the ball picked away. Arsenal will just whistle it upfield. They're going to go all the way back to Guile. Again, Gallagher going for the long ball right now. The goal scorer, Faris, leaves it back, filtering it around. It will be a throw for Arsenal. Apparently the throw will go to Massapequa. Strong up the near sideline, flicked over towards center, played on by Sestaro, trying to get it over towards the far corner. Chested down a little awkwardly by Stinson, but now he's got it. He's got Segbers making the run. He's going to pick up speed. He's got some wheels. Taking it towards the box, trying to cross it. Defender right back into the goalkeeper, Vidiello, able to get down and smother it. As a goalkeeper, sometimes those are the most frightening things because you know that your teammate has the best intentions, but sometimes it doesn't just quite work out. It did there for Arsenal. Flag goes up. Offside will be the call. The yellow card is probably coming out there as the ball was booted away. Frustration call right there. But at this stage of the game, need to be a little more smart. A little smarter, I guess I should say. So Makia gets the yellow card. St. Louis gives up possession quickly. Trying to go through center. Scott Gallagher will win it. Ball's got a lot of spin. It's going to be difficult to keep it. Shove there, getting away with it. Now it's on for Caleb Jackson as he looks for options. Going far side for Adam Michael, but not quite enough steam on it. Intercepting in the midfield was Peters. Massapequa. Gallivan had his pocket picked. Jackson trying to get the one-touch passing going on. Jackson stepped into the defender and will win the throw. The bench for Gallagher was imploring their teammates to take the defender on. But right now they're trying to string together some passes. Gallagher with the throw in the attacking third. Trying to create something. Into the box. Too tall for Michael, and he's got some hops. Back into the danger area. Too many black jerseys around again. Out to midfield. Winning the head ball was Gallagher. Picked up by Massapequa with Harris. Up the wing for Makia. The sideline passes for both teams leaving a little bit to be desired right now. But if you're Massapequa, it's not quite as bad as you already find yourself up 1-0. Scott Gallagher trying to get something going here over on the far sideline. Segbers drops it back. Looking for Adam Michael. He gets a knock from behind. The referee says it's all right. They're going to have to try to play it to the keeper, putting on a lot of pressure here. But Guile able to clear the line. Adam Michael again sky high to try to get a head ball on that one. Arsenal feeling the pressure just a little bit here as St. Louis starting to pick up possession numbers. Too strong for Segbers. Massapequa trying to counter. Touched into the defender by Sestaro. He will win the throw. Quickly taken. Sestaro trying to track it down. Good defending here by Scott Gallagher. There will be a foul, as there was a lot of clutching and grabbing going on there by Sestaro. One touch here for Scott Gallagher. On the ball now is Stinson. He hits the deck, draws the foul. And that has been a dangerous area on this field. Some of the other games that we've seen played here, we've seen some goals scored, including one of the morning games that we had in a U17 matchup. Great goal scored this distance, up and over the wall and right into the top netting. We'll see if St. Louis can do the same here as the official backs up Massapequa Arsenal. They are just in between the semicircle and the top of the box. Here comes the shot, just skimming over the crossbar. Excellent. Perhaps the best of the game, really, for Scott Gallagher. But unfortunately, not quite on frame. As I mentioned, that's a danger area right there. It's just close enough to where you can really kind of get it over the wall if you pinpoint it accurately, as the shot came from Justin Stinson. But as I said, if you pinpoint it very nicely, which he almost did, you can send it over the wall, and if there is no jump, then you can send it into the net without the goalkeeper having really any chance. Free kick given up by Scott Gallagher, as Arsenal will put it back to play towards the near side here. Escamilla sends it into the box. There's a man on the far side. Got a head to it. According to the official, that went off of one of the St. Louis players, so it'll be a corner kick. All the Scott Gallagher players empty the benches. They're going to warm up. Potential substitutions. Right-footed outswinger towards the penalty spot. And foul will go against Sestaro. Again, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into this production of the USYS National Championships, brought to you by Turbo Sports. 1-0 is the score. Massapequa leads on an early goal by Michael Faris. He was able to capitalize on Thomas Guile seeing the ball a little bit late, perhaps screened by his own defenders, and combination of the defenders not really clearing it away. Guile got a touch on it, but it slipped through the palms, and Faris was able to put it back. So even at this late stage in the day, they're going to give the players a hydration break just to be on the safe side. It is still fairly warm here in Tulsa. Want to make sure that everybody is in optimal hydration levels, as it's easy once it gets, even at this stage, it's probably still in the high 80s, if not mid 90s, somewhere in that range. And I know that's kind of a large range, but hot is hot once you get to a certain temperature, and we were at that temperature today, causing the tournament to move some of the other championship games to later in the day. This field was actually supposed to feature the girls under 19 championships as well, but that got moved around. All of the 5 o'clock hour games were moved into the 7 o'clock hour, moved to different fields, different arrangements were made. And ultimately, I think it probably benefits everybody because in the 5 o'clock hour, it was pretty hard. As we can tell you, it has been all week here. But the players have braved it. We have braved it. Hopefully you're somewhere cool, perhaps with a nice tall beverage of some sort. As the players get ready to take the field once more. Three substitutions will check in when they get the opportunity for Scott Gallagher. Make that 4. Back into play off the throw-in. Long ball, onside, flag is not going up. Keeper came in and punted it away with the left foot. That one is kept in apparently right along the sideline, very close. Faris able to get the foot onto it right on the sideline. Looking up for Sestaro, but not quite making it there. St. Louis has had a little bit better in the way of possession here in the last few minutes. They had a glorious opportunity as Justin Stinson just put it over the bar on a free kick. But still searching for that equalizer. Now up for Stinson. Does a little spin move. Left foots it upfield, trying to get up to Adam Michael. He has it just lifted over him. Michael tried to track it down, stomps it into the ground and gains possession. Into the middle for Segbers. Near side Jackson. Jackson wants it on the left foot towards the center of the field. He puts the foot through it right into the awaiting arms of Dan Vitiello. Still much better there from Scott Gallagher, gaining more possession. The workhorse up top. And Adam Michael was able to pilfer possession away. But now a little bit of a mistake there. The corner kick will be given up. Subs coming into the game. Sean Michael will enter for Scott Gallagher, as well as Brian Fletcher, Ethan Baer, and Hayden Sparrow. Just to keep you apprised of the substitute situation, all the players who have come off the pitch in this age group out until halftime. They can re-enter then, but you're only allowed 7 substitutions per half. So the right-footed corner will swing in towards the goal. Put high up into the air, looking back. Post! It hit the post. It comes out just over the outstretched arms of Guile, but it did not go in. Massapequa Arsenal are buzzing here. St. Louis trying to clear. They saw their life flash before their eyes. Back in towards the danger area, looking for a flick with the head, just missing on the near post as Massapequa really starting to create the chances. An unbelievable chance right off the corner kick. What a goal that would have been. We've seen it at the professional ranks. Michael Bradley comes to mind as he did it earlier in the Gold Cup, but normally you don't necessarily see that all too often. Frank Maselli enters the game now for Arsenal. As sends it deep upfield. Settled down by Fletcher. Bayer. Matteo switching the attack. Foul from behind. Sparrow is down on the field, and another yellow card is being given out to Massapequa Arsenal. So just into the game, and Frank Maselli will get the yellow card as another substitution is about to come in for Massapequa Arsenal. Coming into the game now will be Corey Santangelo, the number 3 scorer in this age bracket and the number 1 scorer for his team. Johnny Nierenberg will get a rest. So St. Louis with the free kick on the attacking side of the half, playing it into the box, putting bodies in front of the goalkeeper, but not nearly enough as Vidiello makes the easy claim. Bouncing off the punt. Maselli able to win the throw-in. Dangerously into the box. That will roll out for the goal kick. Another substitution now coming on for Arsenal. Kevin McGrath into the game now. The goal kick will put it back into play. And again, Michael skying high to win it. Ball bouncing around. Here comes Michael. He gets the touch, puts a foot through it right into the defender. A little bit worse for wear on that as well, as he had a big stinger right on the back of his thigh. Still, Massapequa able to win it. Giving it up, though, in the midfield. Quickly onto the ball as there was a challenge. Almost losing it was Jake Peters. Now for Jackson. He's got a man on him, has to retreat. Up through midfield for Sean Michael. Scott Gallagher slowing it up just a little bit, surveying the options. Jackson with a nifty little flick, looking for the return pass, and that just evaded his foot. That seems to be the story for St. Louis right now. They're creating chances up the field, but that final ball is just evading them. But they're by no means out of this one, only down 1-0. Still a lot of soccer to be played. Over to the far side now. Picking up speed is Kafura. He will gain the throw, wanting to take it quickly, but now they will allow the substitutions and waiting for numbers to come up as well. Subs coming in for both teams, one each. In for St. Louis is Keegan McGue, and in for Massapequa is Gerard Farrell. Maselli to Harris. Battling for it. He's got 2 men around him. Splits it through the wickets, but Scott Gallagher will come away. No whistle. And again, Massapequa just a little bit too close there for comfort from the St. Louis side of things. They win another important attacking throw. Massapequa looks like they're going to use all their allotted substitutions in this half. Nicholas Christensen will come into the game. Throw in goes short. Trying to take it to the end line. And back. St. Louis getting ahead on it. Adam Michael able to flick it away. Still not out of danger. Massapequa has it. Towards the edge of the area. Flicked it over the defender. Towards the end line. It will roll out. St. Louis flirting with danger just a little bit here, as they're allowing Massapequa a lot of chances. They've gotten away with it so far, only allowing the one goal. They've created a few opportunities themselves, but they just can't find that final ball, as I mentioned. On top of it now is Bayer. Lifted it over into the box, but nobody was making the run. Coach Boyce for St. Louis getting a little bit frustrated with his team. Massapequa wins it off the punt, and they will give it right back as this one will go into touch. Up the near sideline, Massapequa able to win it. St. Louis tried to make the steal, unsuccessful. Around one defender and a second. Now they go up top to Faris. He's looking to take on defenders here. He's got three in front of him, and he will gain the corner kick. A lot of soccer in front of us, but right from the get-go, once that goal was scored, Massapequa has decided they're going to take as much time as they can on every opportunity. They send a line drive. That's cleared away by Adam Michael. Bodies collide in the center. Over to the far side, St. Louis can't clear. Dangerously bounding around. Adam Michael trying to track it down. He will keep it in, sending it up the near side. Vitiello is going to let it roll into the box. Sean Michael will challenge him a little bit to force him to pick it up. Rolling it to the near side with the throw to Farrell. Adam Michael for St. Louis. Chipped into the box. Looking for Jackson. That Vitiello will grab it first. Flicked into the box. Goalkeeper takes out the man. And now we get a whistle. We'll have to wait and see what the call is. I would assume it's just checking on the player who went down in a heap. Official is going to have a little chat with Nicholas Sestaro. Can't see from my vantage point if he has got a card out yet or not. It looks like it will just be an admonishing. Sestaro going in hard for the ball there, but it was always going to be the keeper's ball, and I think that's probably what the official is telling him. That sometimes it's discretion is the better part of valor. Flicked high up into the air. Jackson with another touch. Adam Stinson just can't get it to settle. Too much spin on it as it just evaded him. Sending a long ball. Looking over the top for Santangelo. St. Louis playing it off of Santangelo, and the second attempt will get it a little further upfield. Not settling it down yet. Second attempt a little better there for Arsenal. Coming over to the near side, trying to put the brakes on was Farrell. Instead gets it up to Faris splitting the defense into the box, splitting them again. Now a whiff on the shot. Still dangerous here. Onto the right foot. They shoot. Oh, and a big smothering save from Thomas Guile. Ultimately, it might have been right at the keeper, but that had a lot of power behind it. Now the counterattack could be on here for St. Louis as they try to pick up speed. But again, that final ball is just not quite there for Scott Gallagher. Another substitution coming in for Massapequa as they continue to roll the fresh legs in. Matt Scorsese will come into the game for Arsenal. St. Louis won the ball, but it goes cleanly out. Another throw in. Massapequa with the flick. Taking it through center. They want to go to Faris. Defender trying to track it down. Faris has a lot of speed, giving him some trouble here. Putting on the brakes. He evades Faris, and then Faris will be called for the foul. Way up into the sky, Adam Michael. Again, he's got great hops, but if you don't time that just right, Massapequa seemed to come up with the ball. Muscling off the man, and then a little bit of a tug on the jersey there. You might label that a professional foul against Keegan McHugh. Knew his man had beaten him and wasn't about to let him head upfield. That will allow St. Louis to put numbers behind the ball. As at the very least, they want to go into the half only down by one. Obviously, they would love to equalize before. Scott Gallagher still being put back on their heels as Christensen sends it far side. Long ball, too close to the keeper. Trying to get it up to Santangelo. They've got Jackson making the run here on the near side. Instead, putting on the brakes was McHugh. Far side. Sean Michael drops it back. And further. Now they'll try it with the left back. Scott Gallagher looking for options. Not a whole lot of movement from either team at the moment. Now McHugh for Sean Michael. Getting up to Jackson. He takes a hard challenge, but all fair. Left foot, looking for Adam Michael. Headed away, still not quite out. Jackson, left foot's it for Michael. Return pass here to the near side. They get it to Sparrow. Sparrow puts it through the legs, and that one will go into a dangerous area. Touched in. They will say the foul will go against Gallagher, and it's coming out. So again, for Scott Gallagher, it seems like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. They create a few challenges, but then give some up. Again, not winning the ball in the air. Scott Gallagher will just boot this upfield. That wastes possession. Vitiello using up the full time allotted to him. I think it's only supposed to be 8 seconds. That Although I don't think I've ever really seen that called against a goalkeeper. Trying to keep possession here. Sparrow loses it to Faris. Out and a corner. Justin Caforo will take the corner. The last one that Massapequa had from this side almost ended up being a goal. It went off the far post and somehow came out. They're trying it again. This time coming out to make a strong decision was Guile. Trying to spring the counterattack here. Will it be too far for Jackson? Yes. And he absolutely obliterates the defender. That one would have been a good open field tackle in the NFL. So Caleb Jackson will definitely get a talking to, if not a card, and the yellow is going to come out. So the yellow card's starting to build up a little bit in this one. 3 have been handed out in this half alone, as well as a few admonishings by the referee. 1 to Scott Gallagher for Caleb Jackson, and 2 for Massapequa. Jaime Makia, and Frank Maselli both have their yellow cards. Closing in on the end of regulation in this one with Massapequa up by a goal. There will be a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time added on to the end of this one as Faris wins it again, poked away, and it went off of Faris ever so gingerly, but it will be a Scott Gallagher throw. Again, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into this broadcast presented by Turbo Sports. Scott Gallagher is in the gold kits with the green numbers, countered by Massapequa in all black. St. Louis in control, but along their back line, skirting with danger there as that just avoided the attacking player. A little bit of a feint out through the midfield, near side Jackson. Back through center. Sean Michael gives up the free kick. And again, Gallagher's showing a little bit of frustration now as Hayden Sparrow had a few words for the official. Fired away off the head for Scott Gallagher, but right back into the danger area. Top of the box. That was close to being a little bit of a push there from Luke Nash. Coach Joe Votinelli wanted the free kick, but it was not given. Here comes Massapequa, avoiding the challenge nicely, sent in with the left foot. Tracking back and clearing it away. Looking again for Adam Michael. They get it to him, but it flicks off of the head. Can't seem to win too much possession once they try to get it up onto the forward line. Instead, here comes Arsenal. They're going to try a long shot, but that one was always ranging over to the left. Too much off the outside of the foot. Again, we're in stoppage time. The fourth official put up 3 minutes, and there we have the end of those 3 minutes. So we've played 45 and change, and Massapequa will go into the break with a 1-0 lead. They got the goal early in the game off the foot of Michael Faris, after it slipped through the goaltender's hands, and he ended up cleaning up the spilled milk to give his team the lead going into the break. This is the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships, brought to you by Turbo Sports. Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Olive Garden, the official dining room of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. And Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pins supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. NSCAA is also a proud sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. We're just about set for the second half of action in the U19 boys final between St. Louis Scott Gallagher and Massapequa Arsenal. Massapequa Arsenal leads by the score of 1-0 at the half off a Michael Faris goal. He was able to pick up the loose change and put it in the back of the net after it was spilled on a cross. So now there's 45 minutes between them and a potential national championship, but St. Louis is going to have plenty to say between now and then. They had a lot of good possession and some decent opportunities, including a great free kick opportunity that was almost put in by Justin Stinson, just about a foot or two too high as it skimmed off the crossbar. This one is kept in along the near side. Adam Michael trying to put it on the right foot, sends it across off the defender. Second opportunity will be cleared out. That will go out for a throw-in. St. Louis with a long tradition of winning these sort of tournaments. They would like to add to their trophy case. Massapequa Arsenal trying to add to theirs as this one is cleared away, at least momentarily, by Nierenberg up towards the half. Scott Gallagher will just touch it up the near sideline. Held in there by Stephen May. And there we will get a foul. Luke Nash's legs were taken out from under him. It was going to go out for the throw, but coming in a little too hard was Matt Scorsese. Sent in towards the box as St. Louis continues to try the long balls over the top. It's not coming off as of yet. High up into the night sky as the sun is pretty much set out in the distance. The sun setting in behind us as the foul will go against Scott Gallagher. This one has been a fairly rough and tumble game, and we've had 3 yellow cards given out, 1 to St. Louis Scott Gallagher, 2 to Massapequa Arsenal. The Arsenal yellow cards are Frank Maselli and Jaime Maquia. St. Louis's yellow went to Caleb Jackson, so all those players need to be on their guard. You don't necessarily want to put your team in any kind of sticky situation going down a man. Long ball in towards the top of the box. St. Louis easily claims it, flicked on, trying to get it over to Adam Michael. He'll try Jackson. Pushed off the ball momentarily, regains. Jackson slicing through the defense. Over to the near side. Dropped off for May. Just trying to get it up to Segberg. Unsuccessful. St. Louis working it around much better here as they roll it on the ground. Now they send in a long ball looking for Michael. That one was a little too tall. High back spinning ball, spinning up towards the center line. St. Louis sends it back the other way. Jackson lays it off. Winning the ball was Mullen. Jackson threading the needle. And Mullen will win the, check that, it was Jake Peters who will win the free kick. lot of backspin on that ball, trying to get another head to it. Looked like it went off the defender. It did indeed. Winning the corner is Scott Gallagher. Scott Gallagher with a lot of players with some hops. They will try to utilize that to their advantage, although the back line of Massapequa is not short on height. Muggy night, but not overly uncomfortable compared to earlier in the day. Massapequa will clear that one out. Sent right back in. They score! What a cracker from St. Louis. Scott Gallagher for the equalizer. What a blistering shot. Absolutely no chance for Dan Vidiello. Stephen May, the starting player coming back into this one. He was substituted at the end of the half, coming back in to mass effect. What a rip. It seemed like it might have been building, but again, that final ball just hadn't been there for St. Louis. Scott Gallagher. Stephen May took it upon himself to just rip one towards goal. He struck it sweetly, and it tickled the twine. Adam Michaels, sky high, trying to go for the head ball. St. Louis Scott Gallagher winning it on the far sideline as defenders fall by the wayside. Now the substitution will check in for Massapequa as they're making an early change. Justin Kafora will come in. As we are all back to square one. Johnny Nierenberg, not sure if he picked up a knock or if he's just being substituted for tactical reasons. But he will spend the rest of this half on the bench. Potentially the game if one or the other team can take the lead again. Into the box again, looking for Adam Michael. It takes a bounce. Massapequa able to clear, at least for the moment. St. Louis back in charge of it, but retreating a little bit. They try to get it up to Stinson. He takes a grab. The shot saved by the keeper and cleared by a sliding defender. Peters, as St. Louis is feeling it now. Scott Gallagher taking charge. Stinson trying to get it to Adam Michael. And St. Louis will gain the free kick. They're feeling it. That goal has really energized them. Massapequa on their heels a little bit as they're doing their best to try and regroup. But when you have a goal scored against you like that, sometimes it can take the wind out of your sails. It seemed like they had been doing everything right up to that point, and it took something special to beat them. But Stephen May was up to the task. So the free kick will come from over on the far side as the official pushing the wall back and telling the players not to be pushing too much inside the box. Sent in on line drive, a little flick just outside the post, but it went off of a defender. Massapequa upset with the call. They didn't think it touched anybody. The officials saw a little bit of a deflection, though, and it'll be a corner kick.
Yeah, look at him. Box to the corner. Just as long as you tiptoe, we're good.
Again, the official seeing too much going on inside the box as he's pulling some players out. Adam Michael and James Harris having a little too much extracurricular activity going on there for the officials' taste. Rolled along the ground. Some pushing and shoving going along right on the goal line. Massapequa getting more and more upset that the calls aren't going their way, but that one will go just out for another corner. Stinson will take it. He'll try to get a little bit more loft on this one. Bodies aplenty all throughout the box. This one a line drive, and Massapequa able to clear it at least for the moment. That one will go right to the keeper. Massapequa trying to regroup here after they've given up the equalizer. Stephen May with the tying goal after Massapequa had taken the lead in the first half on Michael Farisa's goal. Comes here to the near side for Sestaro. Continues it through for Harris. Harris plays it off of Jackson. Harris slides for the ball, and he gains the free kick. Went in a little bit awkwardly, but the referee says that Jackson was a bit too firm. Now Massapequa sending bodies into the box as all but one player are really behind or in front of the ball. Not everybody necessarily in the box. And again, the referee right on the line telling the players to cut it out. Here comes the service coming in towards the near side, punching it away, not with much conviction, but doing the job is Guile. This one will come over to the near side and go into touch. Nice flick, but St. Louis will take control. One touch passing. Off the defender and out. Again, flicked on by Adam Michael. Here comes Jackson trying to take it around the defender, but that one move was a little too close. Ladled over here to the near side. St. Louis will keep it in. No, they'll let it roll out for the throw. Up for Sean Michael. Slide tackle, cleanly takes it away. One touch, near wing. Here comes Sestaro, picking up some speed. Cutting it back in towards the box, but that touch was too far away. Quick throw in. Sent in by Harris. That one will bomb itself out of play. Well past the fencing as well. U19 Boys Championships for the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship. 1-1 is the score. St. Louis has scored in the second half. Massapequa in the first. Getting to it over on the far side is Segberg, sliding to try to keep that one in, and it will go out for the goal kick. Tugging on Adam Michael. He still wins it. Left-footed shot right towards the keeper. The bench of Scott Gallagher not happy that there was no foul given. I'm not sure if the referee was playing advantage or just not going to call that one. Nevertheless, here comes Massapequa. They'll take a shot. Off the defender, corner kick. Lofted in with a left footer. Coming out and making a strong grab there was Guile. Rolled through here to the near side. Here's Jackson. Lays it back. Off the defender and out. Trying to get it over the top. Stinson gains the throw in. Massapequa trying to get a counterattack going here. They send a long ball. They're looking up top for Santangelo. He tries to catch up to it, and a great sliding tackle. Getting the ball first, and that had to be right on point. Otherwise, that might have been a penalty kick. Free kick given and another yellow card handed out. This time it will go to Nicholas Sestaro. So about halfway up the half, St. Louis will have the free kick slightly to the right of center. They're going to loft this one towards goal. Oh, getting a flick to it there was Jackson. The defender touched it as well, so that will go out for the corner. Substitute going to check in, a couple now for Massapequa. Brendan Gallagher will be the first to come in. As well as Michael Faris. Here comes the corner, line drive into the side netting. Bit of a waste there, but we've seen already that those corner kicks can be dangerous if you can put the right amount of spin on them. Now onto the attack. Here comes Massapequa. Sestaro loses it over towards the corner flag. Massapequa back with it. 50-50 ball. That one played up the line. We get a whistle. It's going to be a Scott Gallagher throw. Here comes Scott Gallagher with some pace. They leave it for Adam Michael wanting the handball. The referee immediately says no. Jake Peters called for the foul and upsetting his coaching staff, saying that the player was going to go nowhere. Sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, all you can think about is stopping what's in front of you. Again, 1-1 is your score. Massapequa opened it up with a goal from Michael Faris, and then Stephen May answered here in the second half with an absolute cracker of a shot. High, spinning towards the box, comes down, and the whistle goes. They point to the spot. Scott Gallagher cannot believe it. They're surrounding the official, asking what happened. But it's going to be a penalty kick in favor of Massapequa. And now it's going to come up to Thomas Guile as to whether this scoreline is going to change. Everything this half had really been going St. Louis Scott Gallagher's way, but now all of a sudden the tables may have turned. Nicholas Sestaro looks like he is going to step into the box to take this one once the official hands him the ball. So what a turn of events. Looked like it was an even played game, 1-1. Nothing major had happened other than the two solid goals. Now all of a sudden, things can change. Can Guile come up with the kick, or will it be a 2-1 lead? Shot taken. They get the goalkeeper to roll the other way, and Sestaro puts it in the back of the net. 2-1 in favor of Massapequa. So Sestaro's got a goal now to go along with his yellow card, one he would much rather have than the other. But if his choice was to have both, he will take it. As now St. Louis Scott Gallagher finds themselves behind again. They've already come back, but this time they've got much less time to do it. Massapequa perhaps on their way to a U19 national championship. Long ball up the right side. That one looks like it's going to be too far. No, Gallagher ends up keeping it in. Back towards the end line. Nicely off the defender, and the corner is won. Everybody coming up except for two players for Scott Gallagher. Numbers into the box. Scott Gallagher wanting the equalizer quickly. A touch onto the ball and the corner kick again. Regardless of which side you're on, that is one thing you have to give to the center official. Regardless of whether you agree with him or not, he has been full of conviction on every call that he's made. This one in again. Stinson! Oh! That was actually Adam Michael with the head ball directly into the ground, exactly the way that you want to do it. But the ground was so hard in the 6-yard area that it blasted into the turf and over the crossbar. An unbelievable series of events again as Massapequa is able to take the lead on the penalty kick. It looked like we might have had an equalizer just moments ago, but it bounded over the crossbar. These teams competing for the McGuire Cup, laying it all on the line as they get their hydration break here. They've had a lot of players step up. St. Louis is going to have somebody really come up big now as they are losing by the score of 2-1. Again, Michael Faris, to recap, scored back in the first half, early in the contest. Goalkeeper Thomas Guile was screened just a little bit late to react. Got down, got the hands on it, but it squirted free. And Michael Faris was on the near side to poke it home. An absolute smash of a shot from Stephen May from a good 30 yards out. Was able to knot this game up early in the second half. And then the penalty kick was given just moments ago to put Massapequa in top. Nicholas Sestaro was able to go the wrong way. Guile went to his left, the right side on your screen. And Sestaro put it over to the left-hand side from his vantage point. Remember, these two teams battled already in the preliminary round, with St. Louis coming out on top 1-0. So the hydration break is over, and the central official telling Dan Vidiello to speed it up a little bit on the read. And the coach for Scott Gallagher getting a little bit upset at the time-wasting tactics employed by Massapequa. Ranging over towards the near side, wanting the foul, not given. Scott Gallagher in charge of it, but along their own back line. Blasted up towards the center of the pitch. Now onto the attack, flicked on. Getting a touch to it with Santangelo. Gets it to settle down, trying to wrestle it away from the defender. He will win the corner kick. So the hydration break signals that we're just about halfway through this half, so time slipping away from Scott Gallagher. Will the McGuire Cup go back to Massapequa, New York, or can St. Louis find an answer? Into the box. St. Louis able to clear it away. Bit of a high kick, no call from the official. And now a yellow card given again as the cards continue to flow in this one. Fans over on the far side getting a little bit upset as well. St. Louis will have the free kick on their own side of the half. So now both goal scorers for Massapequa have yellow cards, 4 for the team as a whole. High into the night sky. Knotted down. Sliding after that one. Winning it was Justin Stinson. Still keeping it alive. Now back, here comes May. He wants to try it again. It took a deflection, so it'll go out. May with that absolute bomb from almost the same spot earlier in the contest. Wanted to try it again. He over the ball that time, but the defender with the touch kind of bailing out Scott Gallagher. Corner kick from the far side. Again, numbers forward. There's only one player within striking distance of the half. Knotted up into the night sky. St. Louis able to win the loose ball. Bounding back and forth off of the head balls. May trying to get it back towards center. And here comes Massapequa. They've got a counterattack opportunity if they can spring it. It goes off the shin guard of May towards the 18-yard area. Vidiello chooses to... Well, it looked like he chose to keep it in, but instead the far side linesman says that it crossed the line. Again, the ball bouncing back and forth. Nobody wanting to keep it on the ground here. Again into the night air. Jackson trying to flick it along its way. Jackson will get the settle. Bumped off the ball. Tried to regain. Nobody with any solid possession here in the last minute or so. Long ball up the near side. Guile will come out. A miss hit it. He's out of the goal. Can they catch him? Sliding to make the play was Sean Michael. Now into the box. Trying to work around the defender was Kafora. He will gain the corner kick nevertheless.
Tommy, there was no pressure there. Take it, touch, pick somebody out.
And again, Massapequa in no hurry to take these set pieces. They're going to allow every second allotted to them. Out towards the penalty spot, knotted down, but right at the keeper as he picked it up off the bounce. And now we've got a red card, unbelievable. Right away, Scott Gallagher will be down a man. It's hard from our vantage point to see where the foul occurred. The referee is standing right by the penalty spot, so it looks as though another penalty kick has been given. So the red card goes against Jake Peters. His day is done. St. Louis will be down a man. The penalty kick given. The center official apparently felt that Peters had stomped on somebody. There were so many bodies in front from our broadcast position, it was difficult to see. But a chance to take a massive 2-goal lead at this late stage in the contest, stepping to the ball, and again, going to the left, scoring exactly the same as the first, and now it is 3-1. So the penalty kick goal making it 3-1. Crazy series of events. The penalty kick goal just about 5 minutes ago or so, making it 2-1. Nicholas Sestaro putting that one in. The penalty kick goal just minutes ago, along with the red card, so double jeopardy pretty much played against St. Louis Scott Gallagher, as they are not only down a man now, but they are down by 2. That's going to make their efforts increasingly difficult. They've got the attacking prowess to pull it off, but it's going to be extremely hard with fewer numbers. And now we're going to get, looks like another card, as the referee is throwing out cards left and right. Scott Gallagher a little bit careless on the challenge, but I think he's trying to nip this one in the bud, as he can sense that Scott Gallagher is increasingly frustrated and trying to do so with some bookings. So Keegan McHugh will come in, and Hayden Sparrow will take a seat. So right now, it looks as though all there is between the national championship and Massapequa is time. But St. Louis still a very proud club. They still want to have something to say here tonight. Massapequa able to bring it in towards the box, looking for number 4. Instead, it's cleared away. Jackson collides with McGrath. Good passing here through the midfield. Going over the top, onside was Michael, but the goalkeeper got to it first. May wins the head ball. Now, booted upfield by Keegan McHugh. Segberg hit the deck behind the play. He's back on his feet. Massapequa in control, both in scoreline and possession. They're happy to just loft balls upfield, wasting time. Ball going back and forth a little bit now. Now we get another whistle as a player for Scott Gallagher is in some need. They're immediately waving on the trainer. So the player for Scott Gallagher is walking over to the sideline, so he will still have to seek a little bit of medical treatment. Once the trainer has been called onto the field, doesn't matter if you're magically better or not. That's Justin Stinson, who had to come off the field, at least for a moment.
Anything with the head, they gotta look. Get it done.
Massapequa with possession here as they work it through center, now over towards the near side. Slotting it through off the foot of Matt Scorsese. Up top to Santangelo into the box. Dangerous shot just over the crossbar. A little bit less on that one, and that might have scored. 2 substitutions coming in for both teams. For Scott Gallagher, it'll be Brian Fletcher. And Ryan Matteo. Coming in now for Massapequa is Kevin McGrath and Gerard Farrell. Also going to make a substitution is Ethan Bayer. Back into play off the deep goal kick. Won by Matteo. Over to the near side for Scorsese. Back out of the field now for Justin Stinson after getting checked out. Dangerous throw in here for Massapequa. Up 3-1 in the national championship game. Trying to send one in off the foot, pinged in by Kafora. Back the other way, the aforementioned Stinson trying to loft one up towards the top, looking for Segbergs. And a foul will go against Scott Gallagher. More substitutions getting ready to check in once again for Massapequa. Frank Maselli will come into the game. Perhaps a bit of time-wasting tactics, but also trying to keep the legs fresh. Don't want any heavy legs being the cause for a potential mistake. All the way back to the keeper. Guile will boot it out. Little flick, little shove from behind as well. And that one was spotted. Attacking side of the half, right on the center circle line. Into the box, down low for Michael. It's still loose, but it rolls into the keeper. Adam Michael just couldn't get the foot to stomp down on that one as he did earlier in the game. Time is escaping St. Louis. Scott Gallagher here. Massapequa in control as they send it back a little bit up towards the line. Trying to get it to Scorsese. And that one will roll out, but it'll be a throw. So Scott Gallagher in possession, but way away from their intended target. Not too much pressure put on. But again, the ball given away. Here comes Arsenal. Committing the foul was Maselli. He's already got a yellow card. Doesn't want to pick up another one and even things up. St. Louis is down a man. Jake Peters given the red card to make this one 3-1 after the penalty kick was put home. Again, Adam Michael skying high, able to win the second half, shoots, and it ends up well off target. Line drive goal kick. Ultimately won by St. Louis. Scott Gallagher needing possession, needing to get the ball forward. Down by 2. Segbers couldn't win the ball. May retreats and picks it up. Curling ball towards the sideline. Not enough curl. Again, Massapequa taking all the time they can. Time on their side. It is the enemy of St. Louis. Little ball over the top looking for Segbers, but it's going to get close to the goalkeeper. And now Segbers is going to run into the goalkeeper. Will he go into the book? He will indeed. Mark Segbers adds to the card total. Eight cards in total given out here. 7 yellow, 1 red. The red going the way of Scott Gallagher. Flick down again. Ball bouncing back and forth in the midfield like a hot potato. Free kick given to Massapequa. Right now you're not necessarily seeing the kind of urgency that you would like from Scott Gallagher. They're obviously concerned with getting the ball forward, but not necessarily finding any teammates with it. Quick free start for St. Louis. Offside. A little bit lax on coming back for that one was Adam Michael. He's not necessarily pleased with the call, but at this stage of the game, arguing will do no good. St. Louis able to come away with possession again. They ping it over the top, but nobody making the run. Mark Sedbergs puts up his hands, asking his teammate what you're doing. Long balls. Interesting strategy from Massapequa is the longer they hold on to it, the more time ticks off this clock. Again, the ball intended for Segbers, but not quite on point. St. Louis looking for options. Nothing doing as all the black jerseys are behind the ball. Frustration starting to set in here for Scott Gallagher. They can feel it slipping away. Onto the near sideline. Caruso plays it up. Nicely kept in along the line by Fletcher. Puts on the brakes. Looks back towards the area. The black jerseys swarm. And there's the free kick. The referee quickly stepping in, as those times are always dangerous. Putting the ball on the ground, I should say, Keegan McHugh. And the referee will back this wall up. You have to figure that the shot is going to come. No point in trying to loft it over and look for a head ball at this range. McHugh lining up. They've got a man in the wall. That's Mark Sedbers. Are they going to go for that hole, or are they going to go over the top? And now there's been a card handed out. Against Massapequa. It was a red card. Scott Gallagher calling for the penalty. So now everything's been evened up in terms of manpower. It does not look like the referee will change his call. It looks like it's just going to be a free kick from outside the box. So again, McHugh stepping up. The shot was blocked. Michael Farise's night is done. But he has put in his work as that. So a little bit interesting to see if that was a straight red or if that would have been the second yellow, as he already had one. Skying high to grab that one is Vitiello. The whistle goes, and there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time added. That is all that stands between Massapequa and a potential national championship. St. Louis has got to hurry. And again, more time wasting as the official is going to now give a yellow card to Dan Vitiello, increasing the card total. We've now had 10 cards handed out, 2 reds, 8 yellows. And really, when you look at the entire game, it hasn't been overly demonstrative by either side, but there's been just enough in all the challenges to draw cards from the official as he has tried to keep a tight noose on this one. McGuire Cup on the line. Right now it looks like it's going to be heading out towards the East Coast for Massapequa, and now we'll have another card given out. This time it's a St. Louis player, as the referee losing a little bit of grip on this one as the game is coming off the rails just a little bit. I believe that was Ryan Matteo who was given the yellow. Free kick given. Again, more time coming off this clock. Only 4 minutes of extra time. Trying to lace one over towards the sideline. Massapequa will hold it in, trying to knife through defense, but coming away with it is Scott Gallagher. They've got to push it upfield here quickly. Sending it over towards the near sideline, onto the foot of Brian Fletcher. He's got options, but not many. Back through the midfield. Pinging it up, trying to go over the top. Too many black jerseys in the way. Second attempt, same problem. Massapequa will just send this one down. Basically the soccer form of icing. They just want it as far away from their goal as they can get it. Gallagher trying to go up through the middle. Here comes Segbers into the box. Shielding it out for the goal kick is Vitiello. We are into stoppage time as this one comes up towards there. And there it is, the final whistle. The referee points towards the center circle. Dejection for St. Louis Scott Gallagher. Adulation and victorious celebration for Massapequa Arsenal as they are national champions. Massapequa Arsenal will claim the McGuire Cup. It was a valiant effort from both sides, but ultimately the decisions of the referee ended up going against St. Louis Scott Gallagher. You cannot blame the official for the calls. He went the way that he saw it. He gave 2 penalty kicks, and that was ultimately the difference in this one, as Massapequa Arsenal are now national champions. So they have already been handed the cup and celebrating at midfield. Pictures galore as this tournament comes to a close for the under-19 boys bracket. So the celebrations begin for the team from Massapequa, New York, as they have doused their coach with the Gatorade, water, what have you. Doesn't matter. They don't care. All they know is that they are national champions, and they will go home victorious, and that will be a pleasant bus ride, plane ride, whatever they've got in front of them. I can only imagine that ride, it's got to be a long one all the way over to New York from Tulsa, Oklahoma. But what a sweet ride it's going to be. It would have been a little bit shorter of a drive for St. Louis Scott Gallagher if they had been able to take home the McGuire Cup. But they have won plenty of championships in their illustrious club history. Unfortunately for them, tonight was just not to be their night. Again, a little bit of a recap on the scoring. Michael Faris opened things up with the goal. A miscue by the goalkeeper, Thomas Guile, was cleaned up by Michael Faris as he put it in the back of the net on the rebound attempt. It would be scoreless for St. Louis heading into halftime. 1-0 would be the differential at the break. Second 45 began, and only minutes in, it would be 1-1 on an absolute smash cracker of a goal. To borrow a phrase from the Brits, Stephen May put it in the back of the net from about 30 yards out. Absolutely no chance for Dan Vidiello to get to that one. But then the game came off the rails just a little bit. Whether you want to call them questionable, whether they were clean, whether the calls were right, nevertheless, penalties were given, and that ended up being the difference as a red card was handed out to make it 3-1. The penalty was also given. Nicholas Sestaro will end up with the game-winning goal, and then his teammate Brendan Gallivan ended up putting home the insurance goal, and that is your final at 3-1. So in the preliminary round, Massapequa lost to St. Louis Scott Gallagher by the score of 1-0. Ultimately, that didn't seem to factor too much into this one, as Massapequa really kind of hammered this one home right from the get-go. St. Louis Scott Gallagher never really managed to find a whole lot in the way of possession. They had a couple great opportunities, as I mentioned, but ultimately Massapequa just was too much on this night. So the final here from Tulsa, Oklahoma in the championship game of the U19 bracket, St. Louis Scott Gallagher and Massapequa Arsenal are the victors, 3-1. So for everyone here at Turbo Sports, we hope you've enjoyed this presentation of this championship game, and we hope you enjoyed this excellent contest. Again, for all our great crew, they've done a great job. They will have one more game tomorrow, a couple more championship games, but for this one, it is over. I'm Todd Panula, and have a great night, all of you out there.